How do chickens handle these changing temps? We're going from a lovely, nice summer to fall to winter, back to summerish. All these crazy temps. How do chickens handle it? They can only handle the lowest temp is 30 degrees Fahrenheit or -1 Celsius. After that, they're definitely going to need some help. Let's see what we can do, or what we are going to do, to get these chickens ready for winter since it's almost here. Hi, welcome back to Lilac Oaks Farm. I'm Renee, and this week on the farm, we are going to be getting the chickens ready for winter, as I've been lazy and I haven't done anything. So let's go dive in. When the temps are going a little more cool, what do you think chickens do? Well, I can tell you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you do know, they eat more. They increase their calorie intake, and it's not by a little margin, it's a lot. Because at that point, as you know, a lot of the bugs are gone. They're gone to hibernate for the winter. Well, as chicken tenders, what do? We give them more. So I try to make sure that they have a 20% protein. It's obviously commercial. I haven't been able to go to, normally I like to go to a local mill, but we don't actually have one close by. It's over an hour away to the closest one, and it's just not always convenient. So I go to basically your local farm store, or Tractor Supplies, whatever. But I try to get the 20% protein, and it's the Neutrina All-Flock is what I use, and I mix it with a pull-in grower finisher because I want the high fat and low protein because of the ducks. So they kind of, even though the chickens don't need all that fat, I still give it to them in the winter anyway because it'll benefit them all winter. It will still help keep them warm. And the other thing they like, which my ducks don't care for, is corn. I think the pigs and the chickens love the cracked corn a lot more than anything else, because you can just go, there they go. It's like gold. Look, I threw a pile of worms. And that, the cracked corn, or even whole corn, they will eat that, will keep them overnight, because it takes a while for it to digest, will help keep them warm overnight. So I always try, it's just what I do. You don't have to, but what I do, I like to give it to them in the afternoon, so that way, when they go in, they have that in their gizzard, and it's breaking down and help keeping them warm. So the next thing they need is water. Now, it's funny because my chickens prefer to drink the dirty water instead of the clean water. Doesn't matter. But you can use the water heaters for the waters. You can get heated buckets. I don't do any of that. I usually use a rubber pan, and I use a rubber mallet. So if it freezes, I just bang it out and put fresh in every morning, because I do not put any water in their room because of the humidity. Up to you on that, but that is just what we do here. So let's go on to the next to get them ready for winter. The next thing the chickens need for winter, not all chickens, some places don't have it, but they do need kind of a clean run, snow-free basically. Not everybody can do that, understandable. But when we got here, the person had chickens prior, and they already had this kind of set up. So what I'm going to do this year is actually make it more like a greenhouse and just put clear plastic wrap. I haven't done it before, but I'm going to do it this year because I've been wanting to do it this year. It's so much easier to come in without snow, because the snow actually comes in this way sometimes. Let's go make this a little snowproof. In case you're wondering why I am actually making basically a greenhouse for the chickens out of the lean-to, is because they are less active in the winter. So with this warmth from the natural sun and block of the wind and all that, they will come out and do things. So I want them to be able to come out and dust bath to help keep those mites down. And we don't want lice, we don't want mites. And what a better way to do it than protect the area for the wind, so I can actually fix their sandboxes, because they actually have a couple of them. Oh my word. And they can come and sunbathe. They like to do that. And it'll be easier for me to go in and out and take care of them without the snow. So let's get this started before any more interruptions. Pig or duck. He's caught. It's obviously made it too big. Alright, so I have mostly done. I do need to button up this side over here. I just need to put some grommets in, and you'll just be able to grommet and tighten it right over here. I do have the other piece, and I'll be doing the same thing with the door, grommet it over the door. So, but that will take forever for me to do on this video, so we're not doing that. But you get the gist. The sunlight will come through, make everything warm, and they'll come out and hang out. So that's the fun part. They get to enjoy it after I've already busted my bum. And now let's go to the last thing that we're going to talk about today. The last thing we are going to talk about today is where the chickens live most of the time, which is their coop, or I actually have two rooms. I have their roosting room is over here on my left, and to my right is actually their nesting boxes. So they have two kind of rooms, but they can get to either or, because we took off a lot of the wood. I'll just do a quick little, we took off all this, and I know they need it clean. And this is so they have ventilation, and the goal, I have to go to the other side, but I need to clean this room, and I need to button this up. And that is your biggest thing, is making sure no cold air, no drafts come in, because with any livestock, you do not want any wind to get in there. That wind chill will kill them, actually, because it's just too cold. And I don't use heat. We use whatever's here. So they have deep bedding, which I know there's people out there that don't like it, but I live in the north, and when we get froze, this has cement floor, so the poop will freeze to it. So I just have to throw deep bedding down. The best thing for the chickens is to make sure there's ventilation, so any moisture will go out, because that's actually another big problem, the moisture. So even a duck, the turkey, the geese, none of the birds can have moisture in the air like that. So they need a place for it to go. And then the deep bedding, to, as it breaks down, actually warms and keeps them warm, and it keeps them up off the ground. I'm just going to tack it in place because I'm not tall enough, so I'll have to wait for the husband to come home to finish it. But at least I get it in position, and it'll be there. You get this done. Yeah, tack it. Oh, Goosey! There we go. Just tacked it in place for just enough, and hopefully with this, and so we have that up, and then we have more Tyvek up here, and then to finish it out, I would like to probably put some Tyvek again over here, and then this will be done, because what that'll do, any wind chill, it will help prevent my chickens from getting frostbite on their comb and wattles. If you have low temps, you can use Tiger Balm, and you can put that on their comb and wattles, and that will help prevent them from getting frostbite. I mean, you don't have to do the wattles, you can just do the comb, But it depends on how big they are, because some of the chickens have got, like the roosters, they got some mean wattles. They got some really big. I would not suggest Vaseline or petroleum jelly, however you want to call it, because it just doesn't stay on well, where Tiger Balm does. It's a wonderful on even their legs. This is what I use for the winter to try to help prevent from getting those leg mites. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you're wondering about what to do with chickens in the winter, there's just 3, but that was enough, because there's a lot to do with chickens to get yourself prepared for the winter if you have snow like some of us. Stay tuned for the next video where I am getting the ducks ready for winter. And there's more to do there, because a lot of my ducks, as you know if you've been watching this video, they live in what's called hoop houses, and they take a little bit more to get ready for winter. And they also need to be very well deep bedded too, because they are on the ground. They are not in some nice little roost, because they don't roost. They don't fly. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I will see you in the next one.